Well, Joe Biden's choice pick as the Democratic nominee is Kamala Harris, his current vice president, a woman who seems more preoccupied with waffling nonsense, just like someone else in the party.
To see the moment in time in which we exist. During Women's History Month, we celebrate and we honor the women who made history, the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
Does she even know what she's saying? To discuss this and more, I am joined by Media Research Centre Vice President Dan Schneider. Dan, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Kamala Harris is now vowing to win the party's nomination. Here she is rolling out one of her many cringeworthy lines.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know?
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Dan, is this seriously the woman who could possibly be the next president of the United States?
Well, shockingly, it is possible she could be the next president of the United States, Danica. But what we're also understanding here is that there is a massive burden on her shoulders that she is not unburdened by, and that massive burden is named Barack Obama. We are actually still in the beginning of the civil war within the Democrat Party, the Clintons versus the Obamas. And this little civil war has been playing out with the nomination, the presumed nomination of Joe Biden, until Barack Obama began to push him out of the way.
So do you think then others will put their hand up in the Democrats?
I think most Democrats are sitting back trying to figure out if, in fact, Barack Obama has the clout and the ability to force Kamala Harris out of the way. You know, it's a tricky battle because the Democrat Party here in America, of course, is so wed to the DEI effort that on its face, it looks like pushing her out of the way would anger the Black Democrat caucus here in our Congress. But with Barack Obama trying to undermine her, anything is possible.
And with Biden's announcement, it was clearly not a matter of if, but when. Did the Democrats push Biden out only because America found out about his cognitive state, do you think? I mean, they've been covering it up for years, then led a coup in recent weeks to push him out.
Right. He's been impaired for a number of years. During the 2020 election, when we had our COVID election, he was, of course, Biden in the basement, campaigning from the basement. The storyline was that they were letting Donald Trump hang himself. But in fact, anytime we did see Biden speak, we could tell that he was not the same orator that he had been before. I would not have ever called him a gifted orator, but he certainly had the gift of the gab. But in 2020, he had lost that edge. And throughout his administration, we saw that decline rapidly.